I want to bring in now, as promised, the former ambassador to Georgia under Presidents Obama and Trump, Ian Kelly. Mr. Ambassador, it's great to have you. This was a fiery address from Putin, sort of a lot of revisionist history, and it's starting to play out just like a lot of U.S. intelligence said it would. This is exactly what Putin has wanted.
Yeah, it was an extraordinary speech and a very disturbing speech because it basically laid out exactly why Russia feels it is entitled to take over Ukraine, or at least to change the government in Ukraine, and basically tried to revise the post-war security order and the independence of the 15 republics of the former Soviet Union, saying that that was a mistake as well, to give these what they called administrative units the status of statehood. Yeah. So what happens next? If he says now he's sending in peacekeeping troops, we know that he's going to go in now. How will this play out, and how will it be different than what we thought might be an invasion we'd see? Well, only one person knows that, and I think that was quite clear today. Basically, he already has, I think, declared war against Ukraine. It was a very unusual hour-long declaration of war by denying it statehood and claiming that the government is a puppet regime of the United States, and was preparing to or using NATO to modernize air bases to attack Russia. So, I mean, he's already said he wants military units to go into these regions, which are, of course, the internationally recognized sovereign regions of Ukraine. That would be an invasion, right? And it's a matter of whether or not the U.S. and its European allies decide to pull the trigger, if you will, on imposing those sanctions. You are very familiar with this from your time in Georgia, because essentially there are still Russian troops there. So you know the playbook very well. You mentioned this was a disturbing speech. A couple of other things stood out to me, where he said Ukraine has never been a real nation and promised more bloodshed. Do you think he doesn't stop, if indeed he sends troops into this eastern section, that he goes beyond that? Well, I think, as I suggested, I think the most disturbing line of that speech was suggesting that the breakup of the Soviet Union into 15 independent states was illegitimate, and that calls into question, in his mind, the status or the sovereignty of 3 NATO members, the 3 Baltic states, Lithuania, Latvia, and Estonia. I think that Putin is not looking for a fight with NATO, a fight that he can't win. So I don't anticipate that he would try to pick a fight with the United States and with its 29 NATO allies. But this speech was way over the top, and I am not going to get into the business of predicting what he's going to do, but I do think that the Biden administration's warnings are pretty accurate, that he wants regime change. It is a fight he controls, though, Mr. Ambassador, and his narrative is, as we've just heard, that he's just defending what he thinks is rightly theirs. I guess before we let you go, what do you think happens with these 2 summits scheduled for next week? I can't see the summit with Biden taking place. I was a diplomat for 33 years. I believe in keeping channels open, keeping dialogue open. I do hope that Secretary Blinken does talk to his Russian counterpart, but I think it highly unlikely that we will give Putin a summit. I would be extremely surprised. Well, we've been waiting, and we got a lot of developments today, for sure. Ian Kelly, former ambassador to Georgia, we appreciate the time and the insight. Thank you, sir. Thank you for watching. Click the red subscribe button below so you can get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.